Hey, it's Willie Armelini with your Floral Industry Buzz. Okay, so today I'm going to interview Rudy Tuinman of 2Dezign.nl. And Rudy is a partner with Pascal Koeleman from 2Design.nl, which are highly sought after designers in Europe and Asia. And I have had the pleasure of meeting these gentlemen over the years and got a chance to see their secret garden installation at the Flor Holland show last year. And I thought I would introduce them to the American market. So, without further ado, Rudy Tuinman. Rudy Tiltman?
Tuinman.
Tuinman.
Tuinman. You know what that means?
No.
It's when you translate it directly into English, it's garden man. So it's very appropriate
How
for the business
appropriate.
that we are in. Yeah.
Okay, Rudy from 2Design, 2Design.nl. I know you gentlemen more, this is a little different because I know you gentlemen more almost socially than I know you professionally.
Yeah, that's
From
right.
our various meetings at the ops parties over the many
Mhm.
years that we have seen each other.
Yeah.
And I did have the opportunity to go to your secret garden last year,
Mhm.
which is probably the first time I really saw your work, which was sort of over the top, by the way. Beautiful, and it was wonderful. And having you guys serve us dinner and everything else was a spectacular thing. So I guess I'm imagining that most of my audience does not know who you guys are anyway, because you're more in the Europe side and maybe the Asian side than you are on
Mhm.
the U.S. side, as far as I know. So I'm eager to hear about what you guys do. I know you promote stuff. You're designers. You do big
Yeah.
theme things. Do big things. So tell
Well,
us.
we do. Well, thank you for the compliment for last year. The Secret Garden is one of our new projects, and it was actually quite a success. It's much more an event, a Secret Garden event. But next to that, we also do the Secret Garden Boutique. That is what we are working on right now.
Okay.
And to be honest, our focus at the moment is Europe and also Asia. But personally, I worked in the United States and Canada for more than 20 years in home decor. So it's quite a familiar market for me, but it has been a few years ago. So yeah, it's a very interesting market. The company that we have is 2Design. It exists now for almost 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we always meet each other at Jaap's party. What you told me, and the business that we have it goes both ways. We are actually in two branches. So one thing that we do is floral promotion. So
Hmm.
everything that has to do with the promotion of flower and plants for breeders and growers. In Holland we are flower country number one. It's like we want to say it.
Yes.
It's how we like to say it. And we have a lot of breeders, we have a lot of growers, and they make the most beautiful product. But how to promote it, how to package it, how to put it into the market, promotional campaigns, photography, magazines, books, photography, everything that has to do with promotional activities around flowers and plants. And this is what we're doing on quite a high level. And actually a lot of brands in the floral industry are brands from 2Design. So like Avalanche Roses, Just Chris, from the Chrysanthemum organization, Hydrangea World. I can name several, but Cento Chrysanthemums, those are all brands of 2Design.
Okay.
At least we were part of the development. So this is actually one part of our business, and it really goes from fairs, promotion, events. We are very well connected with, of course, the people in our industry, and this is also one of the reasons why we know Jaap very well. And the other part of our business is also what we are doing already for a very, very long time. It has everything to do with home decor and the development of home decor. And this is actually what Pascal and I are already saying from the moment that we started. we think it's very strange that these two branches are very separate, but in the end, for a consumer, are very much together. You know, a glass vase needs a flower, and a ceramic flower pot needs a plant. And for us, that was always a very logical way of thinking. In Holland, we have a very good example. I don't know if you know the brand, but we have a very famous coffee brand in Holland, and we have a very famous coffee machine supplier, Philips. You know Philips.
Sure.
And they start working together, and then they developed a new cup like an espresso cup. And we always see it like similar like this, or we see it like a computer. You know, you have the computer, it's the hardware, but the computer doesn't work if you do not have the software. And the software in our industry are the plants and the flowers. And home decor we already do for 30 years, traveling to China, product development. We worked in Hong Kong for 5 years in the decoration silk floral industry. With the knowledge that we have of fresh flowers, developing silk flowers.
Sure.
Whole different business, but very interesting. And that is actually something that we are also starting to do a little bit more lately. Because of all the developments with COVID and all the restrictions of traveling. We are very international company, but very small and premium. But 80% of our business was outside of the Netherlands. So it was a lot in Germany. We did all the fairs, Paris, Frankfurt. So it was quite a disaster for 2 years. But we are finally getting back on track. We are now starting to do a lot of work in India, because China is still a little bit difficult, but India is like a new developing area for home decoration.
Sure.
And that's all very, very interesting to work on. So yeah.
So you also do Christmas World as sort of your invention, or at least
yeah, that's a big one. It's Christmas World is well, we do the premium show of Christmas World. You have Christmas World Ambiente in Frankfurt. It's the biggest home accessory fair in the world. And Christmas World is a very premium, 100% Christmas fair, a very niche market fair, and very successful fair. And we already worked there for 25 years, but for the organization, Christmas World Messe Frankfurt, we do a Christmas show. And we did it now for the 11th year, and it's a fantastic thing to do. We have 2 restrictions. One restriction is that the show that we do has to be completely different than the year before.
Wow.
And it has to be very appealing for media and the visitor of the show. So those are the 2 restrictions that we have. And yeah, this is for a creative company that we have. It's of course a fantastic job to do, you know.
That's what you do, right?
Yeah. And what we love to do, and what works really, really well, we really like to think out of the box. And that is also part of the success of our company and the work that we do, is that we can tell the whole world that next year we're going to do a yellow Christmas. And then everybody looks at us like, what the hell are they going to do? You know, it's the home interior industry always finds these kind of developments and trends very interesting. They look at it like, okay, well, if some guys can do it, they can do it.
Of course, yellow.
Yeah. The floral industry, on the other hand, always thinks, well, okay, Rudy and Pascal are going to do Easter at Christmas time. You know, they are more the traditional thinkers, and not everyone, but most of them are. And for us to think out of the box and to put it into a different perspective, you know, and to show people that Christmas is not only about red, gold, and green, or a traditional way of thinking. And it's also to show retail or big garden centers or exporters or all the business people who are there also to show them, if you want to attract attention with consumers, you need to do something out of the box now and then. But of course, to do the same thing all over again, you know how it works with consumers. It's getting too boring.
Right, already it's boring. Right, yeah, they see the last year.
You need to, if you have a shop, for example, in Amsterdam, let's say Amsterdam, or let's say New York, you need to change, you need to develop, you need to go out of the box. And of course, it has to be commercial, because on one side we can really think out of the box, but on the other side we also have to think commercial. Otherwise, there is no business.
Right.
Yeah, make it a little bit different, make it exciting. Don't do only hardware, also add software with plants and flowers, and this is what we do. Yeah.
And Christmas World happens about the same time as IPM, or around the same?
Approximately in the same weeks, yes. Yeah. But IPM has really a focus on, of course, plants and flowers for all the natural stuff, and but okay, a lot of garden centers, Baumarkt, how do you say it? The big places where you go for your hardware. Yeah, they all visit both fairs.
Right.
They are at the same time. Yes.
And you mentioned, promotion, and I think obviously Lysianthus is something that you guys have promoted widely, because it's all over your website.
Yeah.
So this is where you're helping a Lysiantha grower or growers market their product or brand their products. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's the group of Lysianthus growers, so it's not a specific grower. And what we do, actually, we had a meeting this week, and we found out that we already worked together for 12 years, and very successful. And to be very honest, the success is partly promotion, but there is hardly any flower that I can tell you that had so much development in quality, in development, in varieties. They did such an incredible good job as growers and as breeders to make this product from a seasonal product into a year-round product.
Mm-hmm.
And we, with the promotion, really pushed into the year-round. So we took it out of the seasonal summer period, because it was really a summer flower.
Right.
And we really pushed it into year-round. And then overall, we pushed it into the Christmas corner. Like, okay, why can we not use this flower also for Christmas? And that worked out really, really well. So over the years, Lysianthus, with all the things that we do, the books, the photography, the website, promotional activities, but also supporting the export. We have a lot of floral exporters in Holland that will not make a magazine or a book very easily, but we provide it and they bring it to the florist. And in the end, our main target with Lysianthus is the florist, and to show them what can you do with it, show the varieties, show the strength, and it's a very, very popular flower at the moment.
Indeed, it's a beautiful flower, and it comes in different colors now, and you get it long stem, short stem, and all sorts of things.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, Rudy, there was a lot of talk earlier this year, or last year, I guess, about the winter in Holland because of the gas prices and the war and everything else going on, that the growers were not going to plant flowers in Holland, and Holland was going to be out of the flower business, and there was also, during COVID, all sorts of disaster things are going to happen. I think it turned out to be a more mild winter, and the gas prices weren't not as high as they were or expected to be. Is that what happened?
The gas prices were high for a certain period, but the information that I have, that everything went down already a little. It works like this everywhere in the world. We always have good times and bad times. Yep. And it's like a vicious circle. It always goes like this. And I believe very strongly that the companies who are doing a good job and have everything on order, and know what they are doing, those are the ones who survive. But yeah, to also be very honest, that happens in every industry, and it happens in every retail, and people come and go, and it has to do with how you put up your how you set up your company, and how you can act in these situations, because not everybody is flexible, and not everybody has the financial sources or has the abilities to handle, first of all, the COVID crisis. And the COVID crisis was only for a very short period in the floral industry, because after that,
it was crazy.
It was crazy, you know. People earned lots and lots and lots of money. We also should not forget that part. Yeah. Because everybody was staying at home, and everybody wanted to make it cozy at home with flowers and plants. Everybody was working in the garden. So that was also, for the floral industry, a very good period. But then, yeah, this disaster came, and nobody knows how long it's going to take. But what I hear from companies who are professional, that they still do a good job. Of course, everything is less, but there are also less breeders, and there are also less growers, and there is also less demand. So in general, it is leveling.
Yeah, it had to balance out. And as our friend Jaap has told me, he said, you know, it's the sort of the culling of the herd, thinning of the herd a little bit. You know, companies that are strong will survive these things. Companies that are weak may not.
Well, it's exactly like he tells you. It is what it is. But this is not only in the floral industry. It happens in all industries. You know, it's a worldwide, global thing. And let's hope for better times.
Yeah, well, you see it because you travel a lot, particularly internationally. You're always traveling, so you see different parts of the world.
Yeah, we are traveling again. You know, it was quiet for us as well for the last years. And of course, that's also a focus that we have within our company. Okay, if there are so many things going on in the floral industry, yeah. To be honest, the last thing that companies are waiting for at this moment is a lot of promotional activities.
Right.
You know, the professional ones, they want to continue. It's like with Lysianthus. They see this as the time to start up and to say, okay, we are still here and we are going to continue, because they have the power to do it.
Yes.
But on the other hand, we also have a focus now more to the home decoration part, and but our love is at both sides. You know, the beauty of flowers and plants is always there, and the possibilities are always there. But yeah, you know, you need to be flexible, and you need to do what is good for you.
Indeed. Hey, it's been a pleasure. You know, 20 minutes goes really quickly here when you're.
It's already 20 minutes. Hallelujah.
It goes very quickly.
It does.
And I indeed appreciate your time here this morning, and your willingness to come on and talk to me and my audience here. So I'm delighted that you were, willing and able to do this morning.
More than welcome.
Look forward to seeing you guys in November. I will be there again, and I'll put a couple of links that you sent me up on your website, and I'll put that up on the website on the video when I produce this. And probably I have this out on Tuesday. So I do appreciate your time, and it's delightful to get to talk to you. And regards to Pascal, and I think you're going to Florida. You're coming to Florida, so
we are flying on Monday. So time for some sunshine and some free time, also necessary in life. Huh?
Always necessary in life. And
always necessary.
Plenty of sunshine here. So, hey, Rudy, thank you for your time this morning, and tot ziens.
Tot ziens. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.